Hi guys, it's Mackenzie, and I know what you're thinking. Mackenzie, why do you look sick? Relax guys, relax. I just have no makeup on besides mascara and some chapstick because it's my day off and I was not about to do a full face of makeup just for a video, so deal with it, okay? But anyways, I know why you guys are here. You guys want to know how to get into the Fashion Institute of Technology, or FIT. So basically this video is going to be geared towards FBM students, which is actually Fashion Business Management. Also, if you notice the scenery change, I'm at my mom's. So I did not come unprepared. I have an entire script written out, okay? So let's get to this. This is tips on getting accepted into FIT. Let's basically start off with what FBM is. The FIT FBM program is a 2-year program. I believe the 2-year program is the undergraduate program, and then once you graduate from that program, then you can go on to another 2 years. So it could be a 4-year degree, it could be a 2-year degree, depends on what you do. FIT's website, they describe FBM as the major in fashion business management, providing students with the knowledge and skills necessary for assuming positions in the merchandising industry in areas such as buying, sales, product development, creative, fashion presentation, retail management, and marketing. And then they go on to list the curriculum for the 2018 entering class, which I would be doing. You guys would not be doing because obviously the deadline for being accepted into fall 2018, it's already over. So I don't know if the curriculum may change. I could do another video on that. Totally fine. You guys can leave comments below. Next topic I'm gonna get onto, don't worry, I'm gonna get onto like application and everything later on, but I feel like this is kind of important if you are undecided on like what major you want to apply to. So I wanted to start with FBM because that's what I applied to, and then if you guys are like, yeah, I'm interested in that, then obviously keep on watching. What can you do with an FBM degree? With a degree in FBM, you can do a whole lot of things. The most obvious would be working in retail or being a store manager. Ooh, I didn't look up the average salaries. I forgot to look up the average salaries, so I'll just like pop them up in this corner. So the average salary that's for a store manager, okay? So the second one that like interested me, I'm not really interested in being a store manager because I work retail and my mom worked retail. She was a store manager, she is a store manager, and she just basically recommended for me not to do that, so I'm gonna take her word on that, and I'm obviously gonna try to do different things within the fashion industry. So I just kind of did that as the first one because that's pretty obvious. It's kind of in the fashion business management, store manager, fashion, store, clothing, like it makes sense, okay? The first one that like interests me and stuck out was luxury and fashion merchandising, which includes advertising and marketing strategies, predicting and analyzing market trends, and just a whole lot of different stuff. So the average salary is that. Another one that I feel like is very interesting to me. So after luxury and fashion it's just like a weird flow of words, fashion merchandising. So after that, there is fashion and luxury buying, which you would be able to travel with this, which is something I would love to do. With fashion and luxury buying, you can travel to production warehouses, trade shows, and fashion shows to pick out certain pieces that you believe would match a future fashion trend and fit with a certain luxury fashion business. And basically you just buy different products to kind of get them to sell, and annual salary is that. And then the last one that I was interested in was stylist and visual representation. This one requires a lot of creativity. The role is pretty self-explanatory. You style like higher figures in the entertainment world. You pick out props for different like editorial events. You're a stylist. That's basically what it comes down to. You can work with like amazing celebrities, all that. You can travel with them. It sounds awesome. So their average salary is that. So that's basically like the top 4 that I wanted to mention. There's obviously like a whole other list that you can go into with a FBM degree, and I did list a few. There's brand management, public relations, marketing and advertising, e-commerce and social media, a fashion journalist, a production manager, fashion consultant, and obviously like the list is gonna go on. If you want me to do a separate video, once again, just let me know. I can do more research. Like I said, I'm assuming majority of the people watching this want to know how to apply. So let's get into the steps on how to apply. I have my phone, so I'm gonna screen record on my phone so you guys can see what I'm looking at. The first thing you're you're gonna want to do is go to this little tab up in the right hand corner, click undergraduate admissions, and then you scroll down and you see this little section for applying, and it basically takes you step by step on how to apply. So step 1, you file the SUNY Sunny application, which is basically just, it's very simple. It's almost like if you're applying for a job, you just give your name, address. Very simple, very fast and easy. And then once you complete that, you go through, you make sure you meet like all the things that you have to meet in that. Then 7 to 10 days later, you will receive an email with a username and a password for MyFIT. And then with your MyFIT account, you submit your FIT's like supplemental admissions material. So obviously for FBM, you're not going to need your portfolio. You're just going to need your admissions essay, your transcripts, and then any like test scores like ACT, SAT. We'll get into that. That's basically like all the steps really, and then you wait a super long time. I waited 9 months to hear back. It was awful. It was dreadful. Totally worth it though, because now I have amazing people I am planning to room with. Something may happen. I don't know. Lots of things change in the future. So based on what other websites and just different YouTube videos I have watched, because I was in your position, I was binge watching just like videos and Googling what I needed to do to get in, what like I should include in my essay, blah blah blah. Like there's a whole lot of other people that can recommend really good information. Do recommend Beauty Chickie. So based on what they said, they basically said that like SAT and ACT scores are not required. At the end of the day, it is recommended because obviously those test scores, when it comes down to it, like if you have the same GPA and like pretty much the same experience in the fashion world and like the same drive for fashion and the same, like if you have basically are pretty even with one other person, like they're going to compare SAT, ACT, any state's test scores, and that will put you at an advantage. It is true to an extent because I actually met someone through the Facebook page of FIT, like the class of 2022 or whatever. I was hoping so bad that she would get in. She got a letter in the mail, didn't get in. So I'll read the letter because it kind of does explain, like it's not so much as they don't look at everything because that's what everybody says, but then this letter kind of makes me question everything because it literally says, the admissions committee has carefully reviewed your fall 2018 application and supporting materials. Based on the competitive nature of the applicant pool and the limited number of available spaces, we are unable to offer you admission. Here's what I'm talking about. There are many factors the admissions committee must consider in the selection of an entering class. The process is holistic and we consider every aspect of each application before rendering a final decision. So that being said, they do look at every possible thing. I just read also on the website that ACT and SAT scores, they do help place you in math and English classes after you are accepted. So once again, I recommend it. She didn't get in and that kind of sucks because we became really good friends. We still are really good friends. We still have texted every single day, but we'll get into that later because obviously that's like a different topic. On my ACT, I got a 23, which is pretty average. My SAT, I think it was like exactly in the middle of what you can get. Once again, pretty average. My cumulative GPA was a 3.5, pretty average. So overall, I am a very like average student when it comes to grades, which isn't the worst thing. So I feel like in that aspect, I definitely had to like shine through with my essay. And then also, one website said that it was recommended, even though it's not required. We already established that. Yes, I get it. The website also said that the average GPA of the accepted student is 3.6. So I did fall behind that like average accepted student, but then again, average is like a whole compiled number. There's math that goes into it. So obviously like there is some people with less than a 3.6, but if you can aim for that 3.6 to make sure you are pretty close to being guaranteed, aim for that 3.6. Work hard every year in school. Let's get in to reading my FIT essay. I'm gonna stutter and mumble a lot. I'll try my best, so bear with me, okay? I'm starting. One would argue that divorce and separation would be harmful to a young child. However, when my parents divorced one another, I found my voice and self-expression through fashion. This form of creativity allowed me to deal with my emotions and ultimately helped so I no longer felt lost. So that was my first paragraph. Just like short, simple intro. Didn't want to drag it on any longer. The way that self-expression can be represented through fashion and the way it can convey an individual's personal perspective is what truly amazes me. During the difficult divorce, I felt extremely lonely and it felt as though no one understood me. Yet, when I put together outfits, my voice powered through and I finally felt understood. Others soon realized there was no stopping me. I was going to set goals for myself and find a creative outlet away from home. I was overcome with joy and knew I was meant to grow as an individual with fashion. I am a very hard worker. When I am dedicated to something, I give my all. I am a perfect candidate for FIT because of this. Putting together projects and planning ahead is what I love to fill my time with. Creating fashion-related projects would not feel overwhelming in my eyes, but it truly would become a lifestyle since I enjoy it. I have worked at Aeropostale since February of this year, so actually 2017 though, because like this year is technically last year because I submitted this last year, so it makes sense. I work about 4 shifts a week, filling up my time with retail experience and interacting with new customers. My managers have complimented me numerous times on my ability to add on to transactions and increase the store's SPTs, which is sales per transactions, and the UPT, which is units per transaction. I have been involved with my community, including St. Jude's fundraisers, and personally I love the idea of giving back. My goal one day would be to give back with fashion in some way. There was 2 St. Jude's fundraisers held at Pottery Barn Kids. My sister Grace and I brought food and conducted a bake sale. Another time we did a nail spa day for those interested. The nail spa day was a creative way to raise money because it kept the kids occupied while parents could shop, all while raising money for St. Jude's. I have also done car washes and bake sales for cheerleading, which helped raise a lot of money as well. I am a 3-year varsity cheerleader and recently received recognition for my academics awarding me with the CVC All Academic Team Award. I am also in the fashion club at my school as president. We have done fundraisers to get fabric so we can learn how to sew and make scarves. Throughout the year we plan to have many other events and projects to help expand my fashion skills. I am interested in majoring in fashion merchandising and management because I have very structured leadership skills and stay very organized. I never realized that my love for management could be paired with my true passion. When I found out fashion management was offered at FIT, I knew it was where I was meant to be, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. So I kept mine like short and sweet. There was a maximum word count that you could go to. They didn't want you to write over, I don't know what the number is, so I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to mess anybody up, but obviously you will, if you are applying, like you will get that info later on. So basically think of your essay as your introduction to them. This is your story that you get to tell, and you only have like a certain set number of words you are able to use. Don't go over it, but also don't go too far under it where it's just like one paragraph. You want to be able to introduce yourself, you want to be able to say why you picked the major that you're picking, why you want to go to FIT, like why you believe this will benefit you in the most beneficial way. This is your chance to show them what you have, what you plan to bring to the school, and how you plan to lead your life after. You don't want to include, you can include it, but I feel as though majority of some people, they're just like, they ramble on about how they love the city. Like, yes, I get that. It is a great atmosphere, especially for the high-paced world of fashion and just being able to study in the city. It is a great experience. Trust me, I get that. They get that. They put the school there for that reason, okay? Obviously, its location is there for a reason. Obviously, you are applying because you want to be there for a reason. They get that. Don't waste your time talking about it, okay? Don't ramble on about how the city is perfect. Like, they understand that. They know everyone wants to be in the city. So don't talk about it. Talk about your past. Give a story. Give a reason as to why you found fashion as your passion. Give reasoning to like why you want to do this, what you want to do with it. Don't focus so more as to, I love FIT. It's great to have school pride, but like you aren't accepted yet. You know what I mean? So don't waste your breath on sucking up to them. I mean that in the nicest way. Also, after you have your essay written and you believe it is really good, Do not write it in one night. Take time to write it. Take time to proofread it. Read it over and over and over again. Have your parents read it. Have your cousins read it. Have people just make like suggestions to add to it. Just make sure you believe it is at its full potential. Like I said, this is their first glimpse at you, so you want to make sure it is good and it portrays you to the fullest. You want to make sure that it's good, obviously. You don't want any spelling errors, whatever. So just make sure that it is thought out and it's proofread and it's ready to go, because you don't want to send it and then read it after it's already submitted, because once it's submitted you cannot take it. You don't want to like submit it and then look at it and regret something, you know. The one website I was talking about with ACT and SAT scores, I'm jumping back to that. They mentioned that the acceptance rate is 41%, meaning obviously that for every 100 students that apply, 41 get accepted, leaving the other 59 unaccepted. It is pretty competitive when it comes to getting in, getting accepted, whatnot. I only applied to Kent, didn't want to go there. I got accepted, no plans on going there. Like, I got accepted, but if I didn't get accepted at FIT as well, I would have gone to cosmetology school because I just didn't want to go. I do recommend though applying to like 3 or 4 colleges just so you do have a backup plan. It is always good to have a backup plan. Fingers crossed though that you do get in, you take these tips, you take other YouTubers' tips, you do your research before you apply, do your research as you apply. Make sure you are filling it out and completing the application to your best abilities, because it's an amazing school from what I've heard. I'm gonna hop into something before I end this video. I did mention the whole FIT like Facebook page, Instagram page. I do highly recommend joining Facebook pages, joining any Instagram pages, like any one of those online groups, so you can meet with other people that have applied and you can kind of get an idea for like who you want to room with, what kind of roommate you're looking for, and just like, even if you don't want to room with someone, it's a great way to make friends ahead of time. Like, I've already planned to meet a numerous amount of people on Admitted Students Day, so it's definitely great to get to know people. It does suck so bad though, because I planned on rooming with someone before either of us knew if we got in, and unfortunately she did not get in, and she totally deserved to get in. So like, just be cautious on like what you plan on doing before you know, like if you got in. But then again, like, definitely get to know the people. Also, I did hear FIT is very cliquey and you make your group of friends within like the first week, which would be the welcome week, I guess you could say. So mine's August 20th to the 26th, so I have those 6 days to make my friends, and I'm very nervous about that. Honestly, like, I can get awkward sometimes just meeting new people, but obviously I open up after like an hour of being with someone. Not even, it's just, I think it'll just be those like first day jitters and like introducing myself. It's all very nerve-wracking, but I think it'll benefit me in the long run. So with that being said though, definitely recommend joining the FIT Facebook page so you can make friends ahead of time and you don't have to worry about making friends that day. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me, okay? That is going to conclude this video. I know I didn't get like super in-depth. It was just kind of like the first layer and then some. If you do want me to make like any more videos, I can definitely do more research though. If you guys have any other questions or any other like FIT related video ideas, just definitely comment your questions down below. Make sure you do subscribe though, because I'm going to be doing like an FIT students or Admitted Students Day vlog. I'll make sure to vlog moving in and just like my first day of class, my dorm, my roommates. So make sure you guys subscribe. That's basically, I'm gonna end this video here because I feel as though it's gonna be very long. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot. Please help a girl out and subscribe. Bye. Is faction, yeah. This is Divergent. We are splitting you up into 4 factions. Was it 5? Amity. Why can't I think of any of them? Amity. I don't even think Amity's a faction. So with faction, I never realized that my love for management could be true. Guys, I can't. Their average annuity